And we are back with a Let Me Ask You a Question edition of the Doin Alright podcast. Me and Brian Broaddus sitting in the stew, kicking it, comfortable in these couches. I just knew that we'll have the table back by now, but Brian was like, "Hey man,
I'm just interested.
I'm feeling these couches, man. I'm feeling the comfort of these cushions here, Brian Broaddus."
Actually ordered another chair.
Okay.
So yeah,
Big chair?
We got another chair like the one you're sitting in. So yeah, we're gonna. I don't know. I kind of like this hanging out like this.
Sure.
A little bit, but we got that nice desk. We'll bring it back.
Yeah.
But I just like the hanging out. I did wear slacks for you guys today just to make sure.
Appreciate you for wearing
showing the kneecaps.
Appreciate you for with the
Whataburger socks. How about that?
Let's go.
Yeah, Whataburger socks.
I ain't got nothing going on. Just some little loafers. We ain't doing nothing else. Hand painted in London.
There you go. Yeah, hand painted. Yeah,
nothing going on. Shouts out to my man's Bismarck over there in London. And Brian, we gonna talk back and forth a little bit.
Sure.
You got questions? How many questions you got over?
Oh, I probably got about 3 questions for you.
I can make sure that we get to them.
Yeah. You will take longer on some of these. One of these questions is pretty long.
You know me. Brian, I was walking to the studio to do the draft show yesterday.
Uh-huh.
And, I saw some cats warming up on the field. The
Sure.
rookie mini camp's coming up.
Rookie mini camp.
What goes into that, Brian? What happens at a rookie mini camp?
Absolutely nothing.
None?
No. Absolutely nothing. It used to be when, like, the Jason Garrett administration was here.
Yeah.
When he first started, you would actually go out there and see players doing stuff. And now it's, hey, locker rooms over here, dining halls over here, meeting rooms over here, practice fields over here. Lot of classroom stuff. Line up, kind of take it easy. It used to be. I remember Jason Garrett making Des Bryant throw up. That's when you used to have practice. I mean, you used to you'd see the players doing stuff. Nowadays, it's kind of like, well, we're here to get to know you a little bit, and here's where everything is in the building, and that's kind of what we're doing nowadays. It's not till you get to the OTAs and the actual mini camps themselves that you get some semblance of competition. Whereas these other ones are just, this is where the building is. Kind of gives you a lay of the land. The rookie mini camp's nothing as compared to what it used to be. And that's okay. I mean, they're worried about these kids. They go through a whole season, they go through the All-Star games.
Yeah.
They go through their workouts. And then
Combine
their workouts,
stuff,
combine, and then it's done.
And they go right into practice.
And then they go right into practice. They're worried about hurting these kids.
Yeah.
So
while the pros are resting, they're working out for their combine and stuff.
Yeah. That's where you get, like I say now, the practices and stuff like that when it's when the veterans are out there, when they're the voluntary stuff.
Yeah. Might
be a little bit more, but the rookie mini camp is you get absolutely nothing out of that except body types, what the body types are, how they look physically.
Brian, I was thinking about something.
Mm-hmm.
I know that coaches are better when they have smart players on the field.
Yeah.
That can correspond and be the eyes on the field, I started thinking back on what defensive coordinators for the Cowboys, the past few of them, what defensive coordinators had players that were smart enough to be eyes on the field for the coach. Like if you're Dan Quinn, like J-Ron Curse or something was your eyes on the field. Flus had Kenneth Murray to be eyes on the field for him. You know what I mean? Christian Parker has Caleb Downs to be eyes on the field guy for him.
Maybe D. Winters.
D. Winters too?
Maybe D. Winters.
Sure.
You talk to people in San Francisco about D. Winters. Mm-hmm. They talk about him as a smart, see the field kind of guy, line up in the right spot. Sometimes that's way overrated. Mm-hmm. We see people communicate and linebackers talking.
Sure.
We saw Downs and Sonny Styles talking to each other a lot. Mm-hmm. And it made me wonder, does one of these guys not know what they're doing today? Mm. It always, but if you see guys out of position,
sure.
Oh, you played with guys.
Yeah.
You played with guys.
None of my offensive line knew what to do.
That's what I'm saying. You played with a guy that you always had to tell him what was going on.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes you wonder about that in the NFL. Do we, or even in college football, do we misevaluate communication as, oh, look at him, line guys up? Roy Williams, safety, Oklahoma. Look what happened to Roy Williams after Darren Woodson left.
Yeah.
You don't have somebody lining you up. Sean Lee lining guys up. Really, I mean, communicating.
Van Der Esch found a lot of value in that too.
Yeah,
you know
Van Der Esch. Tank Lawrence. Tank Lawrence was one of the most. How many times have we watched games and Tank Lawrence was lined up at left end and it was a 3rd and 1 or a 4th and 1, and he just at the snap went on his own.
Yeah.
That's the kind of Jordan Lewis. Jordan Lewis is a smart football player. You see Jordan Lewis, maybe he's not talking to everybody, but he knows where he needs to be. Sean Lee knows where he needs to be. Those guys.
I think
Downs is that type of guy. But you always kind of wonder, a lot of communication, does that mean these guys don't know what they're doing? Or do they know what they're doing?
So this is where I'm kind of going with this. The Cowboys made it a point to draft players that they would consider smarter players.
Yeah.
But it ain't no guarantee that the dudes on the field, that the dudes that was on the Cowboys already are smart players.
Yeah.
Sam's still here.
See, I knew.
And I mean just single out Sam.
Yeah.
Shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You need those guys now.
Yeah.
So in my mind, I'm like, all right, is it even more of an advantage that Caleb Downs get to correspond with Christian Parker a little bit, and they both can be like, man, coach, I ain't lying, man. This player, this cat don't know what he doing.
Yeah.
Or that cat don't know where to line up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Where last year ain't nobody know what to do.
Yeah, and it was very clear, especially in the secondary.
Yeah.
There were times when Wilson at safety.
Yeah.
I swore he wasn't seeing the same game I was.
Probably.
I'm like, what? I think there was things with Bell where I was like, what?
Busted coverage. Looking back going, hey, what happened?
Those
clapping the hands.
Linebackers. There's some of these linebackers.
Diggs had a few.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Diggs, there's Diggs, when you don't practice, when you don't really work at it, when you play on feel and natural ability, you can get away with that sometimes. You can't get away with it all the times. Yeah. I think that's what really happened. I think that's when if you look at what Christian Parker and the staff has come in and done, they've tried to they probably evaluated their team, watch that tape. You watch that tape from last year, go, what the hell?
Yeah.
And then now you start to think, if we don't get smarter guys, well, you broke it down all the time. And listen, when I'm saying smarter guys, I'm not being derogatory to people.
We ain't saying nobody dumb.
Football smart.
We're not saying nobody dumb, but some people process quicker than others.
Yeah, when you process. Football is part of that. How many times did we come back in week 3, week 4, week 7, week 8, and we were breaking down a play of Murray not looking like he knew where to fit? Yeah. There's football intelligence. There's intelligence, and there's football intelligence. And if you don't have football intelligence or instincts, you got no shot. You're not going to play in this defense.
Sure.
They're not going to. You could watch what the Eagles do with Vic Fangio, and tell that they have football players that don't make mistakes that way.
Yeah.
DeJean, Blankenship was that. I mean, they had guys that were Bond. They had guys that when they played, they weren't out of place. They weren't like running one way and having the ball go another. That's what we were kind of worried a little bit about Sonny Styles. You brought that up. Yeah. People were able to kind of move him around a little bit. Yeah.
What you got in that paper, Bryan Broaddus?
I'm going to ask you a question here.
Or on your laptop, whichever one.
A question.
Okay.
And this is going to be a little extensive here, my friend.
Okay.
But I went through the draft and this is a draft-related question, and my apologies, it's not really Dallas Cowboys specific, but I thought I would just do this. Mm-hmm. I want to ask you if these players were taken at the right spot.
Okay.
And I'm going, I mean, I go from rounds 1 through 7. I've got a list.
Let's do it.
And you could just say yes or no and elaborate if you want.
I saw this one thing online that's just like it was like here's sleepers from every draft, right?
Yeah.
And it was all players that we talked about going higher.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, they shouldn't be sleepers because they should be drafted higher.
They should be drafted higher.
But
I went through and I'm sorry they're not Dallas Cowboy players right now. But I have a Dallas Cowboys draft question when we're done with this.
This is still draft season. Let's do
it. Still this is kind of, you can put a bow on it. You can kind of tell.
Yep.
Miami's pick at 112, first round, 12th overall pick. Caden Proctor, tackle, Alabama.
Yeah.
Taken at the right spot at 12 overall.
I think that was a little high for Proctor. And I was a guy that was high on Proctor.
You were.
But in fairness, I'll even correspond with my board, Brian.
Yeah, pull that board up and tell me, yeah.
Let me say correspond. I got a second round grade on Proctor. I had him 28th.
So at 12, that was a little early for you.
A little early for me.
Jets. First round. Gosh, my voice is going. I need to do something. Jets. First round, pick 30. Omar Cooper, wide receiver, Indiana.
I think I got him 31 on my board, Brian. So I think that's right around where I thought he was going to go. There was some conversation that he would be like in play at 16.
Uh-huh.
You know, and even the Cowboys were interested, so maybe at like 20 or something like that. But I have him at 31.
Detroit, second round, pick 44. Derek Moore, defensive end, Michigan.
I think that's really high. Oh, Michigan, yeah, okay. I think that's high. I think that's really high for Moore. Moore was like a third round guy for us, Brian.
Uh-huh.
We were kind of breaking him down as a pass rusher that had 3 moves, and you know it would have been nice if he added a couple of more to him. I had him. He's drafted second round, 44th pick. I had him like 64.
Okay,
so 20 more spots.
So they went almost a round early for you.
About a round higher, yeah.
Yeah. Indianapolis. Pick in the second round, pick number 53, C.J. Allen, linebacker, Georgia.
I think they got good value on Allen there. I think they got some pretty good value on Allen. I think we all thought highly of Allen.
We sure did.
I had him, I know he was in my 30s somewhere. I can't find him in my stack. There we go. Allen, because what happened was once we was doing it, I like to color code him.
Oh, yeah, I was color, yeah.
So, yeah, I had Allen is 30. He was one spot over Cooper.
So at 53, they got really good value there then.
Pretty good value there.
New England, at pick 55 in the second round, took Gabe Yakus, defensive end, Illinois.
Man, 55, I got Yakus as my 98th player.
Okay.
So I had Yakus.
So you would say that the Patriots is a little bit of a reach on that one.
A little early for Yakus for me. And I just thought Yakus, I'll just give you some further context. I just didn't think Yakus was clean from a technique standpoint.
Sure.
You know, he had all the athleticism, but if you're going to draft somebody off size and athleticism, there were other guys that were around that had size and athleticism. He didn't put it all together well, but I had him as a top 100 player, but he was 98 for me.
Chicago in the third round, pick 69. They take Sam Roush, tight end, Stanford.
Brian, I didn't even stack Roush because Roush weighed down in my 5ths.
Okay.
I had a 5th round grade on Roush. I thought it was a cool blocker.
Uh-huh.
He ran out to the flats a little bit, you know, didn't show a whole bunch in the route tree. But I had him in the 5th round, Brian. So
does it worry you a little bit when you say that the Bears, that Ben Johnson finds a way to kind of take tight ends and make them a little better than they are?
Don't bother me at all. Teams suck at drafting, Brian.
Okay, yeah.
Look, because
established that.
Look, because just as much as Coast and Loveland worked out,
yeah,
it probably would have been better if Warren was that tight end.
Sure.
Warren, like Warren being in that system, it probably would have been better.
Jacksonville in the third round, pick 81.
Mm-hmm.
They took Albert Regis, defensive tackle, Texas A&M.
I don't even know if I got Regis. Yeah, so how my board is stacked, I only stacked my 1st through 4th rounds.
Right.
So if you're in the 5th round or the extras, I didn't stack you in the top 100 or 200 or whatever.
Yeah.
So Regis, I had a 5th round pick on him, Brian. I had him at the top of my 5s. So basically how my 5th rounds work, my last pick in the 4th round was 135, Tiernan.
Sure.
So basically 136, I got 45th round grade. So 136 to about 176 is about where I would have my 5th round guys going. And Regis went where?
Pick 81 in the 3rd.
I got Regis in the 140s or something since he's at the top of my.
So not value there at all.
No, big reach.
On your board.
On my board, according to me.
Arizona in the 4th round, pick 104. They take Caleb Proctor, defensive tackle, Southeastern Louisiana.
Now let's see. We got 4 Proctors on my board. I'm searching.
Caleb, our guy that was beating up on my alma mater, LSU.
They took him where?
They took him at pick 104.
I got him at 123. So if we in that range, like once we're in day 3, it kind of closes up a little bit. I think that's good value for Proctor.
I kind of like the pick too at 104.
Yeah,
I like that a lot.
Good range for him.
Baltimore, 4th round, pick 115. Elijah Surratt, wide receiver, Indiana.
I thought that was stupid good value for him, Brian.
How does that happen with the Ravens every damn year?
I don't know, Brian.
How does that happen?
They find a way to get him.
They sit there and like players just fall right in their damn lap.
Surratt was my 39th guy. First down machine, good size, ball tracking, great hands, quarterback friendly, short to medium, not really deep ball guy, plays everywhere.
Yeah.
Good size and route running, stupid, good big nickel. Or big slot for me.
Yeah.
I had him as my 39th guy.
He went pick 115. Buffalo, 5th round, pick 181. Zane Durant, defensive tackle, Penn State.
I have Mr. Durant. He went what pick?
181, 5th round.
I got him at 108 on my board, so it's like a round and some change. I thought that was some good value there.
Really good value there. I'm with you on that. New England takes in the 6th round, pick 196. Demetrius Crownover, offensive tackle, Texas A&M.
Crownover's in my 5s. So he would have been like 160 something on my board. That's decent.
Good value for that pick, right?
That's decent.
There. Why are people all of a sudden, as the later we're getting, they're getting better value for some of these players?
They're getting some good value for these guys, Brian, for sure.
Indianapolis Colts, 6th round, pick 214. They take Caden Curry, defensive end, Ohio State.
At where?
At pick 214.
Oh, goodness. Curry would have been like 130 something on my board.
Sure.
Oh, good. He was at the top of my 5s. He was like a 152 for me.
Yeah. Atlanta, 6th round, pick 215. Right after Curry gets taken, Harold Perkins goes to the Falcons at pick 215.
Goodness. I had a 3rd round grade on Perkins. I can see why he's not for every team. I get it, but that dude can rush the passer. That dude can run.
They got him listed as a linebacker, by the way.
I got him at 66.
Yeah. I was the same way. Great value there. 66. Cincinnati in the 7th round, pick 221. Jack Indris, tight end, Texas.
Let me see where I got Jack injuries. Where'd he go?
Pick 221.
I got a 5 on injury, so he's right around the range Crownover would have went.
Okay.
So like 140 something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Value there.
Value.
Here's one that I liked. The Rams in the 7th round, pick 232. They take Tim Keenan, defensive tackle, Alabama.
Stupid good value right there. Stupid good. I got Tim Keenan as my 124.
And he goes at 232.
Yeah, 4th round guy for me.
How about this one? This is the one that's going to be the one that's going to take you over the top.
Yeah.
There's 2 more.
I'm waiting on my guy.
Oh, you got it right here. It's about to happen.
Yeah, let me go ahead and find him.
Miami, 7th round.
20.
Pick 238. Max Llewellyn.
Oh, Llewellyn. Oh, good.
Edge, Iowa.
I got 2 guys that were late. I had 62 on Llewellyn.
Yeah, I think I was in that range,
62.
that 4th round too as well.
Yeah. You
had him a little higher than me. I think a 3rd, yeah.
High 3rd for Llewellyn.
And the final one I have is Mr. Irrelevant, Denver, 7th round, 257, Red Murdoch.
Yeah. Voch had Murdoch under York and Elliott in the 4th round. So my late 4s, let me go find Mr. Murdoch there. I had him as 125.
I think people were drafting better at the end.
I thought you was gonna pull Wheatley for me.
Oh, I couldn't go there because I knew what you thought of Wheatley. I didn't want to go there.
Brian, I was ready to come in this mug.
Yeah. To me, that's why did I feel like that teams, and listen, if you're one of these fans that's watching this from another team, thank you for being with us. Just if you're one of these guys, one of these teams that drafted well, congratulations to that. I kind of felt like the guys lost their way.
They did.
They lost their way a little bit.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't know, maybe we're wrong about these guys.
NFL Network, not that we care.
Yeah.
But .com rather, they had a 3rd round grade on Wheatley, which I don't mind at all.
Yeah.
I had a 2nd round grade on him. He was my 20th overall guy. We talked to Coach Campo on the couch.
Yeah.
And Coach felt like that he was a guy that would be more so in the 3rd round or so.
Yeah.
He was my 20th overall player. I can't even find where they drafted him at. I can't even. Let me find the draft. But it was in the 7th round though, I believe.
It was a 5th. I think it was the 5th round.
Man, nah, it was. Hold on, I got you, Brian. NFL Draft Tracker.
Yeah.
Prospects.
I think it was red. I think I gave him as red, and red on my board would be 5th round, I think.
Zaki Wheatley. Okay, I'm tripping. But he went 5th round, 11 pick.
Yeah, there was the 5th round. The 5th round for me was wild.
Goofy.
I go left to right. Jolly, North Carolina State tight end. Heck, these are all 3rd round grades on my board.
Watch this. Okay, so look, the 5s that I think should be ranked higher. Ramsey was there in the 5s.
Yeah.
Hetch was there in the 5. Barrett, the tackle from South Carolina. Josh Josephs, pass rusher, Tennessee.
Yeah.
Bo Stevens probably goes there. Wheatley, I had him higher. Jagger Burton, the center, I had him kind of in that range a little bit. Keith Abney, Brian. I had a 2nd round grade
That's
on Abney.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. Abney and Rivers.
Chandler Rivers.
Yeah.
Billy Schrafe kind of fits there. Emmett Johnson, that was our 2nd running back, Brian. He went in the 5th round.
Yeah.
Singleton kind of should be there, maybe. Keyshawn Elliott, I guess. Kilgore went there. We talked about Kilgore, maybe fits a little bit. But, Brian, on that same token, the 31st pick in the 5th round is K'Ron Prentice. Who is that?
Yeah, see that.
Who is that? Who
220 players. I didn't get that one done.
Hezekiah Massis went there.
Massis is an excellent player.
Zane Durant.
Cal, yeah.
Brian, offensive tackle Enrique Cruz. Who that is?
Yeah.
Did we watch him?
No.
George Grums from Florida. We watched Tyreek Sapp. Did we notice anybody else on that Florida?
Oh, you're watching the defensive tackle too.
Banks.
Yeah.
Banks.
Yeah.
Fernando Carmona, the guard from Arkansas.
I got you.
Did we watch him?
No. If we did, I would have said something.
What about the safety from Arizona?
We watched it.
No, not Wheatley. Not Stooks. No, not Stooks.
No.
Dalton Johnson.
Yeah.
Safety from Arizona.
Genesis Smith. I said Geno Smith. Genesis Smith.
Who is the Brian? When I think safety
no.
from Arizona,
Yeah.
I'm thinking Stooks and Genesis Smith.
Yeah.
Who is Dalton Johnson? No disrespect to Dalton Johnson. Who is Dalton Johnson?
No, but you know what? Like you say, these teams are looking at all these guys. You and I are looking at 200. I got another question for you here.
Go ahead, man.
I'll pivot. I'll pivot.
Before I get mad.
Before you lose your mind.
Before I get mad up
Before you
here.
get your mad. Expectations.
Will Carmack, the tight end from Ohio State, win the 3rd round?
Oh, no. Remember in the draft, those tight ends were all going. Klein from Michigan went in the 2nd.
Xavier Thomas from LSU. You don't even know him.
Yeah, he's a real fast wide receiver.
I guess you know him. Go ahead.
I knew him. Well, because I know him because I watch him play every
I ain't
weekend.
stack him. I ain't stack his ass.
Expectations.
Mm-hmm.
Expectations. Crystal ball. Crystal ball now, before we even get to camp. Crystal ball. Crystal ball these players. Caleb Downs. Crystal ball his season. Go on, give me the potential highs, give me the potential lows.
Honestly, I don't want to be ridiculous about Downs. I still think Jalen Thompson is going to take most of the the lead work in that spot because he's the veteran there and he's done this before in the league. I do think Downs is going to play a lot of nickel and Thompson's probably going to play more safety high on the roof. But I was talking to my guys last night, Will Steele and Foots, and I was basically like, you know what? If I don't notice Downs, I'm cool with that.
Sure.
And they didn't understand what I was saying. They was like, well, we better notice Downs.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, how many times
if you don't notice him maybe making a mistake,
if he's making plays in the run game, fine.
Yeah.
Big tackles in the run game, big hits, sure. I'm talking about coverage.
Right.
How many times did we notice Donovan Wilson?
We noticed him when he wasn't making plays.
I don't want to notice these guys that way. I don't want to notice Trey Diggs like that.
Yeah.
I don't want to notice Markquese Bell like that.
Right.
We watching film the next day, all the safeties hurt, and somebody just running past Elijah Clark. I don't want to notice Elijah Clark like that.
Right.
I want to get back to the days to where unless you pick a pass off, I don't want to see you. So what I think Downs does, I think Downs raises the floor of the defense a little bit. I'm not going to be unfair. I'm not going to crown him, just yet. I want to wait till year 2 and year 3 to see who he's really going to be. But year 1, I'm not going to sit up here and say I expect 7 interceptions from Downs. And
Yeah.
I expect Downs to be a really active run player, and I expect him to be better than what Donovan Wilson was last year. And I think that's okay for year 1 for a rookie.
Right. I think people would be disappointed. I think people are probably listening to you right now,
Sure.
and they're probably saying, "Really, Voch?"
But I think think of what I'm
Oh
saying.
no, we're wanting.
Think like
we're
offensive line,
wanting,
right?
This guy over my shoulder.
They want Darren Woodson.
They want him.
They want Darren Woodson.
They want this guy. If you're watching right now, I'm sorry if you're on our Spotify platform or Apple platform and you're not watching. I'm sorry. Apologize. I'm pointing to my guy Darren Woodson over my shoulder here. That's what they want.
Zach just let us know that we got video on the Spotify. Appreciate y'all.
Oh, we got video. Yeah, there we go.
But Brian, think about this though. As a DB, I don't even want teams throwing at you.
Yeah.
I don't even want teams looking in your direction.
Yeah.
I want teams to look at a route and Downs take something away and they look somewhere else.
Yeah.
I don't want to notice Downs until I'm hyper breaking down the film and I go, okay, well, Downs took this away.
Yeah.
I don't want to notice Downs like that. I want this defense to just have quarterbacks so confused that they're not even attacking like they should be. That's what I mean by I don't want to notice Downs in that way. Come up and make a play in the run game. Come up and hit somebody. I love all that. But for a DB, I don't expect Downs to come out here and catch 8 interceptions next year.
Sure.
To break the pick 6 record.
Yeah.
It'd be nice. It sure be nice.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's going to happen. But I do expect Downs to be better than Donovan Wilson, which is massive for this defense, by the way.
Yeah.
It's massive.
Let me ask you this.
Hell yeah.
Him having to play in the slot potentially a lot, or maybe the majority of his snaps, you worry about that?
I don't think that's going to be as cut and dry as it sounds. I don't
either.
I think he's going to be in the slot a lot, but think about this, Brian. In base formations, 9 times out of 10, he's going to be a deep guy because that's just how 3-4 looks.
Right.
4-2-5, he's going to walk down a little bit more. I wouldn't expect Christian Parker to put him in grave danger. You know what I'm saying?
At least off the rip.
Like, we've seen college film of him covering Tyler Warren and Brock Bowers. That's a great start.
Right.
I wouldn't mind him covering Amon-Ra St. Brown or something. I wouldn't mind him covering little Jordan Humphrey, bigger slot guys. I don't think the Cowboys would put him one-on-one with like Jackson and Jigba or something. I don't think they'll do that.
But wouldn't the expectations be you drafted him to do that?
I don't give a damn about the expectations.
No.
I want what's best for my player. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And what's best for my player is you go play nickel watch this. Play nickel until we play Seattle.
Yeah.
And then your ass gonna go play safety somewhere until we get to a better matchup for you. I think that's the good thing about Downs is that he's 5 guys. Burgers and fries. Like, he's 5 guys, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if he's a dude that's just gonna cover Jackson and Jigba all day, he'd be a corner.
Right.
But he's a versatile safety that plays corner sometimes.
Right.
So I don't think it'll be smart to just assume he's gonna cover everybody. He ain't like Mansour Delane or something. As a cover guy.
Do you think fans think of him like that then?
They probably do.
I mean, I understand what you think about him. Do you think fans are like, wait a minute, he's not doing what?
They probably do, but who gives a shit about what these people talking about?
Right.
At the end of the day.
Sure. We care about them because they're our fans.
Look, watch the show, please.
Yeah.
But I want what's best for the player.
Yeah.
I want what's best for the player.
You don't sound like you're throwing him in the deep end of the pool.
His ass in the deep end of the pool because he got to play. He got to start. And he's got to play multiple spots in this defense that's difficult for NFL players. That's thrown in the deep end. Yeah. But if I was a defense coordinator, I'd be a fool. I'd be a fool to just assume. I would love to see what it looks like.
Yeah.
And if he can prove me wrong, then shit, we got us a dude. Give him his jacket now. Yeah. If he can go out there and cover everybody at the nickel. But I don't think that's smart. I think it's smart. When we watch Caleb Downs' film versus Michigan, versus Penn State in the playoffs, Miami or whatever, what was dope about Caleb Downs is that you had to find his ass. You had to find him. And he was good wherever he was at. That's the mystique and the superpower of Caleb Downs. Not the fact that he's just going to roll up and just man cover somebody's number one receiver. That ain't him.
Yeah.
That ain't never been him. If that was him, he wouldn't have fell to 11 to us. I can be realistic for a second. You know what I mean?
Oh, I think you're being realistic.
He ain't Ed Reed, Sean Taylor, you know
But you sound like you're kind of like, in a way, you're taking the excitement about the player and kind of like warning us, like, listen, guys, as they say, tap the brakes.
Sure.
Tap the brakes on this guy.
Especially his rookie year, Brian. Especially his rookie year. Now, when we get to year 3 and he go out there, Voch, I'll go out there and lock up Justin Jefferson, then damn, he that's a hell of a chess piece for us if he could do that.
Right.
I didn't see that on film. I don't want to lie to y'all. Y'all watch this show because we don't lie to y'all.
Yeah.
You watch this show because we don't lie to y'all. I don't want that for him.
Yeah.
I don't want him. We play the Eagles. He gonna go cover Devontae Smith or something. Don't go over there. Yeah. That might work out because but
I just think right now people are watching this in the chat and they're probably commenting like, "Whoa, what'd we do, Voch?"
I think there's also some people that respect the realism.
Yeah.
How honest I'm being.
No, I think you're being very honest because it would be very easy for you to like, oh yeah, he'll walk out there and cover whoever you put in the slot. He'll go, yeah, just throw whoever you want. Throw anybody out there. He'll cover those guys.
Here's some examples. If we're playing Seattle, go cover Cooper Kupp if he in the slot. Cooper Kupp's not a burner, but that's a good matchup for us. We're playing Kansas City. Who they wide receiver came from SMU? Their number one guy right now? The wide receiver? The big
Rice?
dude? Rashee Rice.
Yeah.
Rashee Rice is no burner.
Yeah.
So if Rashee Rice is in the nickel, knock yourself out. I don't even mind him covering Travis Kelce. I don't mind him covering Travis Kelce. We play San Francisco, go cover George Kittle. Yeah. Kittle's a big part of what they do.
Right.
If Christian McCaffrey's walked out, go chase Christian McCaffrey. Fine, knock yourself out. We play Washington Commanders if Debo's a free agent.
Yeah.
I believe. So
Terry McLaurin.
I wouldn't want him manned up versus Terry McLaurin.
Yeah.
But we'll find a matchup.
Okay, let me ask you this.
And plus two, Downs
is asking this question though. You think that people think he's an eraser for all those guys?
Oh, Brian.
That everybody feels like
Brian,
plug him in.
Brian, you didn't see this because you ain't on the internet like that. Caleb Downs had his first day at the Star.
Yeah.
It was fans outside.
Yeah.
And Caleb Downs got off the bus. A fan, Caleb was signing
Ed Reed.
I hope you're the next Ed Reed, dude. Yeah. What in the shit y'all talking about?
We were title. You saw our title the other day, Hall of Fame. My guy Jacob is like going after it.
Our editors, can you put me on phone, Zach? Can you put me on phone? The thoughts and views of our editors and our thumbnail makers are not always reflective of what Voch and what Brian think. We love our editors and our content makers. They do a fantastic job. Zach and Chris and Jacob and all those guys, they do an amazing job. But we don't correspond all that much. We don't talk all that much.
Got a lot of leeway, huh?
So now put me back on phone.
Got a lot of leeway.
Put me back on phone. Voch ain't say he a damn Hall of Fame. He might. I hope he is. But Voch need to see some. We try to get y'all viewership. Okay, we love y'all. All right, cool. Put me back on one. Brian, it ain't been a safety like Ed Reed since Ed Reed.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Polamalu, yeah.
So I think people that casually watch us, and casually has turned into a slur.
Yeah.
Into a epithet almost. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. When I say casual, I don't mean to say like you don't know football.
I could just read the comments now.
And
seriously, I could just read the comments. I could read this. Voch, why did we draft this guy?
But what I'm saying, Brian, some people
you're being
people follow draft casually.
Right.
On an average show of the Doin Alright podcast, we might get 25,000 views.
Right.
On our biggest shows, we might get 50.
Right.
So where the rest of them people coming from? Them people that may not have been following us like that. People miss shows all the time. So when they see everybody's excited about this safety, yeah, they thinking, oh, I got Ed Reed.
Yeah.
In real life, we got a dude that's closer to Derwin James. But you know what
Derwin James?
But you know what Derwin James ain't doing? Following around wide receiver ones.
Yeah.
That ain't Derwin's game.
Yeah. I am.
That ain't Minkah Fitzpatrick game neither.
Yeah.
And we would love it if Downs ended up being Minkah Fitzpatrick. That ain't Buda Baker's game. That ain't Antoine Winfield's game. None of those dudes follow around the badass number one slot receiver. Yeah. But they're great in zone, and they may man up against some people. But
expectations.
Hey, Philly, Zach Ertz, go get him. go get Zach Ertz. You know what I'm saying? Knock him out.
Expectations, crystal balling.
Yeah.
Devin Moore.
Give Devin Moore a couple years, Brian. Give Devin Moore a couple of years. Not now. There's a bunch of corners in this room. Kobe's in the room. Bland is in the room. Revel's in the room.
Yeah.
I think those three need to be sorted out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Let those dudes sort each other out. Next year, I think Bland's guaranteed money is up.
Yeah.
And I think Durant's on a 1-year contract, so he may be out of here. Keep eyes on Devin Moore throughout this process. Also, too, Brian, there's always room for your fourth corner.
Yeah.
Hell, Weezy and Reddy played last year. Like they played a lot of football last year. Mm-hmm. So injuries happen. And then there's the dime looks that we can look forward to, and Devin Moore can go out there and play. He can play inside and outside too, Brian. But for the most part, what I think this means, I think Caelen Carson's in deep shit right now.
Yeah.
I think Caelen Carson is in some deep doo-doo right now.
Yeah, I personally, when you're talking about guys, I said this yesterday. If you weren't signed or drafted by this current regime,
you better watch it.
But it happens to everybody.
Everybody.
It happens to everybody. I said this yesterday.
Especially on defense.
Jordan Lewis survived them all.
Yeah. Jordan
Lewis lived to tell the tale. He lived to say, you want to get rid of me, Chris Richard? All right, you're gone. You want to get rid of me? You want to get rid of Mike Zimmer? Okay, you're gone. You want to get rid of me? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's kind of, Dan Quinn. Everybody there was always something going on with Jordan Lewis. Mm-hmm. Always something going on. And they always tried to move on. Too short, do this, do that.
Yeah.
He always survived it. Yeah. But there's some players that were selected, brought in by previous regimes. I think you're right about some of that, but you're not thinking this year for Moore.
He might if injury occurs, and that always happens. So we just have to be prepared in that way. But if Caelen Carson was your fourth receiver at first, I think that's done. I think Devin Moore is your fourth receiver now.
I'm going to do something because I'm looking at this depth chart.
Cool.
Tell me the level of trouble.
Okay. Long or short answers?
Whatever you want to do.
I got you.
You're good at this. On defense, Marist Liufau.
I think Marist in deep shit.
Okay.
I think Marist is in some deep shit. Now, Marist can make an astonishing comeback because he's smart.
Mm-hmm.
That's always been the thing about Marist, that he's smart. So in the event that Marist can pick this thing up, let's say he can get back into the graces and he jumps Shemar James' spot.
Yeah.
I don't think Marist is going to stay an outside line. I just don't see it. But if Marist is smart enough there's hope for him. But as of now, Marist is 2 defense coordinators removed.
Right.
He's in deep shit according to me.
Sam Williams.
Sam is in deep shit according to me. He's playing outside linebacker now. He's on a 1-year deal, $3 million. You can eat that easily. I think that when you drafted this rookie Malachi Lawrence, it bumped everybody down one slot.
Right.
I still think there's room for a veteran rusher, Brian.
Yeah.
I still think there's room for the Cowboys can go out and find somebody and just kind of be like a fourth dude, a Carl Lawson. Go call Clowney.
Yeah.
See Clowney working this thing. Von Miller out there, you know what I'm saying? And look, this ain't the old Von Miller. This is old man Von Miller, right? But still those veteran guys that could be your fourth rusher or something like that. And at least James Houston has shown production.
Right.
James Houston was your second best sack guy last year behind Clowney, I believe. I think Sam in deep shit, Broaddus.
Jay Toia.
Jay might be a little safe because of his body size, a little safe. But if Kenny Clark is your first one tech, and Ogbanya is probably going to be the second, then there's not a bunch of room for Jay Toia for real.
Right.
Because they're not going to play a whole bunch of, pardon me, I said one tech, zero. Because in base, they might play more shade than zero.
Right.
Shade being like I'm on a shoulder of the center.
Right.
Sometimes they like to be turned, like canted a little bit. Yeah. I think there's only room for like 2 of those guys. And that might be Clark and Ogbanya. When they get in the nickel, I don't think Jay Toia got a spot for you.
Yeah.
So Jay Toia might be in some deep shit.
Shemar James.
I think he's in some of the deepest. I think the depth of the shit that he's in.
I hope they don't title this episode that.
The depth of crap or
The
something.
depth of crap.
Brian, man.
Shemar James.
Stephen Jones was like, shit, man, we still looking at linebacker.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah, they should be. They should be.
I say, ooh. So, Brian, you got D Winters.
Yes.
They still looking.
Yes. Keep looking.
Overshone's
Keep looking.
around. That's
Yes.
3 already.
Keep looking.
I ain't even
Yes.
mentioned Barham yet.
Yes.
Barham's automatically over than Shemar James in my personal opinion.
Yeah, keep looking.
Brian, it was even conversation that if the Cowboys had to start the day, it'll be Barron and Overshone.
Yeah.
I think Shamar's some deep.
Markquese Bell.
The depth of the crap. I think he in there pretty deep.
Markquese Bell.
I think Markquese in there. I think Markquese pretty got some depth in it. Because what happens with Markquese, it's the problem. Everybody gets bumped down on the safety list.
Right.
So now Markquese competing with Hooker and Locke.
Yeah.
That's a wrap. You know what I'm saying? If Markquese is in a safety room with Donovan Wilson and Malik starting, we're advocating for Wanye and Markquese to be the starters. Now it's Downs and look, you need 3 safeties this year as opposed to 2 last year. So that might help. But you got Downs, Thompson, Locke, then Hooker. That's 4 guys. You know what I'm saying? So if Markquese want to live in this world where he might try to sneak in on the back end or something like that, Brian, like, you know, maybe. I don't think the depth of his shit is as deep as Shemar, but it ain't looking great for Markquese Bell, I don't think.
Caelen Carson.
Him and Weezy gonna have to fight for it.
Yeah.
And the winner gets to
stay.
The winner gets to stay.
It's a go home match or leave town.
The loser go to SmackDown, Brian. Loser go to SmackDown. That's what it is. Because the type of corner matters.
Yeah.
So Devin Moore, being the big, tall, long guy, is in the same archetype as Carson and Weezy. The taller outside guy.
Yeah.
Man, I just see this world where they fighting for the 5th guy. Because Reddy Stewart, I think, is a different type of dude.
Does Josh Butler fit in their mold here?
Who?
Josh Butler?
Nah, man. Shouts out. Look, man, Josh made good content, man. Shouts out to Josh, man. Josh made some good content, bro. That's
man, you're not really encouraged by any of these guys. Maybe Marist Liufau.
Brian, you got to be special, or you have got to play a pivotal role as a young player last year.
Yeah.
How about this? It'll be easier to do this. These are Cowboys from last year that I think are safe. Kenny Clark, Quentin Williams, Overshown, Ezeraku, Bland. It can stop right there. Because I don't think Hooker all that safe.
Yeah. See, I was going to ask you about Hooker.
I don't think me. I don't think Revel's all that safe. I think
Revel, yeah.
I think Reddy Stewart it could be a little. I think they love James Houston. I say James Houston's a little safe.
Okay.
But he can get 7 or 8 sacks. So I think that's worth keeping. Toia, Marist, Isaiah Land for some reason. Oh, y'all, this
thing is going to look completely different.
Like a totally different. Brian, we're going to be looking out there, bro, and it's going to be like nobody from the 23 defense going to be there.
Yeah.
Nobody from the 23 defense going to be there.
Yeah.
Overshown and Bland might be the only ones. I scroll back so I can see. Let me see. 9/23. So September 2023. DeMarcus Lawrence, Mozzie Smith, Oso Digizua, Micah Parsons. Leighton Vander Esch, Damone Clark, Stephon Gilmore, Donovan Wilson, Malik Hooker, Trey Diggs, Jordan Lewis. All they ass gone.
Yeah.
All of them gone, except Deron Bland. Let me go to what I just do, 23?
Yeah.
Let's go 9/24. And this is September, so they open up the season
with this, yeah.
2024. Jalen Tobe was one of your starting wide receivers, by the way. DeMarcus Lawrence, Mozzie Smith, Osa, Micah Parsons, Damone Clark, Eric Kendricks, Trey Diggs, Donovan Wilson, Malik Hooker, Caelen Carson, Jordan Lewis.
Man.
It's a whole new world.
It's a whole new world.
It's a whole new world. I'll do 25. 9/25, and we'll wrap here. Rest in peace, Marshawn. Kenny Clark, Oso Digizua, Dante Fowler, Marist Liufau, Kenneth Murray, Trey Diggs, Malik Hooker, Donovan Wilson, Kyer Elam, Deron Bland.
Wow.
It's Bland.
That's good enough to make you 31 or 32 in the defense, right?
Yeah, that'll do it. Bland's the only one. Bland and Kenny Clark the only ones safe in his last list right here.
Yeah.
Bland and Kenny Clark. I appreciate you having some questions for me, Mr. Broaddus.
I don't know if I was interested in what you thought in some of those draft picks, that they were picked in the right spot. It looks like to me that like the 5th, 6th, 7th round on our board, some guys got some value out of that, but
it's like they was doing anything in the 3rd round. 3rd and 4th round, they was just doing anything. Mm. But 5th and 7th round, the value got a little better.
Got a little bit better there. And I'm going to have to keep an eye on these guys we were talking about that got probably one foot in the parking lot.
5 minutes. Did you have a quick comment on Michael Trigg? What did you think about Trigg?
I was interested
because he went undrafted. He was a 4th round player on my board.
Yeah, mine too.
Okay.
And I was surprised. Zach Wolchuk had talked to some people down in Waco, and so we were trying to kind of figure out is there something that we need to know? Does he not work hard? Is he not attentive to the craft and all that? There were some whispers about that. So, it didn't affect me that way. I mean, I see a downfield player.
Sure.
I see a guy that catches the football. I see a guy that runs physical with the ball. I wonder if these alleged off the field things of, I don't think it's alcoholism or domestic violence.
As long as you ain't beating women, drugs in your car, or gambling.
Yeah, I think it's something that just say, he doesn't always work hard. But I don't know. I'm not saying, please don't clip this and say that I was saying this. Sure. I'm just saying, I think he's got really good athletic ability. Yeah. I think he catches the ball really well. I think the run after catch is really good.
Really good.
I don't think he's he's going to have to develop as a blocker. Mm-hmm. But it definitely puts on notice. Dallas has done a good job over the years when they've gone out and got tight ends off the street or after the draft. These tight ends kind of tend to work out. Yeah. Somebody's in trouble over there. Somebody's in trouble. But I don't think he's Hunter Lipke like, and I don't think he's Fant like.
Mm. He's different. So he
could be better than what we've seen from
John Stevens,
Schoonmaker, and
Baldo Fairweather.
Yeah.
Those are your guys that were the jump ball downfield, vertical, red zone threat guys.
Right.
I think his film is much better than theirs.
Much better.
Much better.
We'll see. They might hit on a guy here.
All he got to do is come to practice on time.
As long as they don't ride with George Pickens, right?
And as long as he just follows the leadership of Dak Prescott, he'll be just fine.
Yeah, he's got a lot of ability.
Yeah.
You watch him catch the football, run after catch.
Yeah.
All those things are super positive.
Change of scenery will probably be good for him.
Hopefully so.
Change the
90 miles, come 90 miles up north.
Yeah, when you're the dude somewhere and you go somewhere else and you're at the bottom of the totem pole, it's probably good for you.
Yeah.
It's probably good for you. Now, if he ever emerge into being a superstar, that's when we got to watch him.
Yeah, we got to watch. Yeah.
I watch a little bit, but he might be 29 by then. He may be mature by then. We appreciate y'all for tapping in with us. We love y'all to pieces. Thank you so much for tuning into another edition of the Doin Alright podcast. We're going to find something for us to do tomorrow.
We got a lot of things going on.
Yeah, we'll talk about something. We'll recap.
I'll work through the offense. The guys about the offense that might not be here. How about some changes there, with some of the draft picks and things like that?
We will definitely figure it out, and we'll break it all down for you tomorrow. We appreciate everybody, getting merch and stuff like that, supporting us on the website there, crownglobemedia.com. The merch still up there. You can't get the Strange Lady shirt, but if you want a hat, jacket, or a shirt with whatever logo you want on there, it is still up there. So go over there and knock yourself out. We thank y'all so much. The audio is all on the platform, Spotify, and all that kind of stuff. Go up there, knock yourself out.
Subscribe too if you can. If you haven't subscribed already, help us out there, please.
Knock yourself out. That's Crown Globe Media on Twitter, and I'm Voch Lombardi. We'll catch y'all tomorrow. We love you. Crown.